Think homeschooling is expensive? It doesn't have to be. What if I told you that our book costs are way below $100 a year for our four kids? Yeah, hold off on that curriculum order, my friend. Keep that homeschool budget low. Spend it on what you actually want, not the books. Exactly. The fun is not in the books. That's not what you came to homeschooling for. So let's get you some practical tips to save money while giving your kids an excellent education, however you see fit. While I love me some budget talk, let's chat about that subscribe button real quick. Take a minute to be sure you're subscribed because YouTube tells me that about 70% of you aren't. Yikes. And like this video while you're in the neighborhood. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and get to the money saving talk. First up, let's avoid the expensive distractions like unnecessary gadgets or overly fancy setups. I did mention in an earlier video that we don't have a dedicated schoolroom. That means we don't have the admittedly very cute desks, swivel chairs, and IKEA organization systems that you see in all the Pinterest pics of homeschool rooms. However, unpopular opinion, I don't think it's necessary. Actually, got other unpopular homeschool opinions. I'd actually really love to hear them. So go ahead and leave them in the comments. For us, what are the basics? They're notebooks, a pencil case with your typical school supplies like pencils, erasers, colored pencils, scissors, and glue. Age appropriate stuff, you know. Potentially a laptop. We usually buy ours if we think we're going to need a new one during a Black Friday sale. And we usually go with Lenovo. They honor a teacher discount for our homeschool. And so that has been really helpful. We've also given our kids a defunct phone. You can't use it for many of the typical things that you can use a phone for, but we do use it for educational apps and access to Libby, which is our online library that we've chosen to use. We also use printed curriculum from the Good and the Beautiful. This comes out to about $80 per grade level for the first purchase. And Horizons from Alpha and Omega Publications, which is approximately $60 per grade level. That's for math. We can reuse the Good and the Beautiful with our kids as we make copies of the pages that they need to write on. So one more way to save is just making those copies so that you can reuse them within your family. All our other subjects are done using library books, apps, and resources from our shop at thinkcurio.com. These are the resources that I've created and that I would love to share with you. You can find those linked down below. I would also emphasize creativity here. So as you can tell, I've started making my own curriculum, and I bet you could pull together some different things that you already have at home, like a library card or family board games. And just a reminder, don't homeschool in a silo. You might not have a lovely in-person homeschool community around you, but my goodness, am I grateful to live in a time where we can get ideas, advice, and resources from others online. So feel free to poke around this channel for ideas or leave a comment with what you're looking for. And I'll get back to you with some recommendations of people or apps or resources that could help. All right, here's what you probably came for: the free and low cost and really, really budget-friendly ways that we can homeschool, all right? Here's where we're gonna start: the public library. Hopefully you have one in your area, but the idea of having books and audiobooks, we use the Libby app to access those, and free local classes. You can also find online platforms like Khan Academy, YouTube, and Common Lit to get certain lessons or subjects that might not be available in your library. Next up would be your local community. Think of co-ops, swap meets, and different events at museums or parks. A lot of times just poking around on the internet, you can find links to different groups and see which one fits you. Also, this is a great place to snag used curriculum on Facebook Marketplace, so you can get those secondhand materials at a more affordable price. Now, I did mention pulling things together yourself, and this DIY idea is totally doable when it comes to homeschool. Just like it's a myth that you need a homeschool room, it's also a myth that you need all-in-one curriculum from one company. It's actually easier than you think to create your own learning plan. Let's use that term in case curriculum makes you jumpy. You can do this by using free worksheets. We have some at thinkcurio.com. You can also check out Teachers Pay Teachers and IndieEd.com, Pinterest, and OER, Open Educational Resources. One great place to start is your state's learning standards. So this is the place where you're going to go to get a big list of lots of the things that kids should in quotes, be learning during different ages. So bear with me here. Use the terminology and sequence that you find in those standards to pull together resources and learn the education realm's wording to find exactly what you're looking for. So over time, you'll find that you need those standards less and less as you get to know your kiddos, their learning proclivities, and the natural progression in their education. However, to get started, they can be really helpful. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. In addition to all those really good kind of curriculum-y things, don't forget about project-based learning. Science experiments using household items, creative writing prompts, etc. These things can really bring in the learning across different areas, and you can totally find online classes that go along with these. Remember, live classes are definitely going to be pricier than self-paced options. So India.com has some really great self-paced classes if you're looking for those as well. If you've got any ideas that you've DIY'd in your homeschool, help out a fellow homeschooler by leaving a link or a comment below so that other people can hop on those great resources. Now, I have mentioned quite a few things that require some tech. So let's discuss some affordable tech. Secondhand laptops. This is totally possible. Ask around the homeschool community. Some people are leveling up and they might be getting rid of something that still works, but they just are looking for something new. Chromebooks, digital subscriptions like Epic for kids. Those are really great ways to kind of maximize the amount of material that you're getting for a lower price. Think about your back to school shopping when you're buying tech or even just school supplies. Back to school sales can be really helpful there, as well as Black Friday. So definitely things that we have taken advantage of. Also, when family members ask what your kids might like for a gift for a holiday or a birthday, imagine asking for subscriptions. These subscriptions, things like Crunch Labs or I don't know, a different craft box or one of those subscription boxes. These are things that kids love. Also, instruments, musical instruments. Our kids have asked for musical instruments in the past, and it is the gift that keeps on giving because they're definitely going to spend some time honing in those skills. And if you've got more than one kid, like we do, other kids are going to get to use that instrument as well. Pretty cool. All right, another idea is sharing or splitting costs with another homeschool family whenever possible. Sometimes for a subscription or a membership, you can kind of trade off, and it's a really great way to maximize the effect without having to fork over for your own subscription when possible and allowed. Remember, homeschooling does not have to break the bank. You are doing this to help your child learn, not to have a glossy workbook or impressive crafts. Always explore the free option first. There's almost always a free option. Ask around before forking over for that all-in-one curriculum. See if somebody's done using theirs, okay? Homeschooling is about creativity, not cash. So be sure to check out the comment section for ideas from other homeschool families. And if you've learned something from this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and share it with other homeschool budget conscious families. You guys, if nobody's told you yet today, thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. It's really important. Happy teaching.